Many product teams fail because they optimize the mechanical output of their tools, remaining distant from the actual progress the user is trying to make. Theodore Levitt highlighted this disconnect with a famous observation: people do not want to buy a quarter-inch drill, they want a quarter-inch hole. But the hole itself is rarely the end of the journey. In most cases, the user only wants the hole so they can hang a picture on the wall. This distinguishes the output, the drill or the feature, from the outcome, the achieved goal of a decorated room. Focusing on the hardware makes a company vulnerable to anyone who solves the underlying need more efficiently. Long-term strategic control comes from owning the outcome, allowing the product to evolve as the technology changes. The Jobs to be Done framework provides a structural model to move past this disconnect and predict how markets will actually behave. This approach originated at Harvard Business School, notably through the work of Clayton Christensen, to bring academic rigor to the study of innovation. The core thesis is that customers do not simply buy products, they hire solutions to accomplish specific jobs in specific circumstances. While specific products commoditize or disappear, the underlying jobs remain stable. People have always needed to listen to music while on the go. The hired solution has simply moved from the transistor radio to the smartphone. Shifting the unit of analysis from the product to the job allows a team to move beyond competing on mere feature parity. A job is rarely a single task. Users evaluate progress across a composite of 3 distinct dimensions. The functional dimension is the practical task, like moving from point A to point B. The emotional dimension covers the internal psychological state required. Finally, the social dimension is how the user is externally perceived. If a product solves the functional job but ignores the emotional or social requirements, the market will often reject it. A winning product strategy must map and address all 3 dimensions to create defensible value. Applying these dimensions to daily work requires a shift toward outcome-driven thinking. Instead of asking how to make a scooter faster, an outcome-driven team asks how they can better solve the job of the commute. To manage this, teams use an opportunity solution tree. It begins with a measurable business outcome at the peak, such as increasing user retention. The tree branches into opportunities, unmet needs discovered through customer research. Only then do we reach the bottom layer of solutions and experiments designed to satisfy those opportunities. This ensures that teams are not just building features, but are running targeted experiments to satisfy verified customer jobs. But even a verified solution faces a major obstacle. Users frequently stick with inferior legacy products. For a new product to be adopted, a user must actively fire their current solution before they can hire yours. This behavior is governed by the 4 forces model. The first force promoting change is the push of the current situation, the pain of the user's current habit. The second is the pull of the new solution, the promise and appeal of what your product offers. Many teams focus solely on creating pull by adding more features, while remaining unaware of the other variables in the equation. Adoption is often killed by the forces that actively resist change. First is the anxiety of the new, the fear of learning curves, transition costs, and risks. Second is the habit of the old, the deep inertia of the status quo. For a user to switch, the sum of push and pull must be greater than anxiety and habit. If a team ignores the friction of anxiety and habit, adoption can flatline, no matter how many features they add to increase the pull. These models eventually force a change in how a product is managed at the roadmap level. Traditional planning frequently revolves around a fixed schedule of feature delivery. A roadmap of this type acts as a list of components, often disconnected from the 3D dimensions of the job or the forces of user adoption. When a team internalizes these forces, success is redefined. Instead of hitting shipping dates for a set of features, the focus shifts to a prioritized list of specific jobs to solve and frictions to remove. Product strategy operates as the discipline of choosing which jobs to solve and which friction points to eliminate from the user's journey. This requires moving past the analysis of product attributes to analyze the user's circumstances. A company's competitive advantage is its understanding of the progress the user is trying to achieve. Customers do not buy products. They hire solutions to make progress. To escape the feature trap, you must engineer for the outcome.